Now at 11, new information in the search for suspects considered armed and dangerous in Powell County. And pets rescued after a house fire in Georgetown.
I'm Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. A nice Friday across central and eastern Kentucky. That frontal boundary to our south, drier air moving in. And we are set up for a nice weekend. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. News at 11.
Good evening and welcome in. I'm Paxton Boyd. We begin with developing news tonight. A man has been taken to the hospital after a shooting in Lexington. Now, police say it happened around 6 tonight on Charles Avenue. Officers say when they arrived, they found the victim outside. Investigators say he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police have not released any suspect information at this time. The investigation into the shooting continues. Well, now to an ABC 36 update. The Powell County Sheriff's Office is now looking for 2 men considered armed and dangerous. As we've reported, a search began earlier today for Cody Johnson. Deputies say he was last spotted tonight in the Campton Road, Cow Creek area, going door to door asking for water. The Sheriff's Office releasing this picture of Johnson just hours ago. He's wanted out of Fulton County and Madison County for non-related charges. Now, deputies say the second suspect, now wanted in connection to the case, was last seen near the Hollerwood area in a possible stolen ATV. Again, both men are considered armed and dangerous. And if you have any information on their whereabouts, you're asked to call 911. All right, let's get a check on that forecast with our Chief Meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. A very beautiful Friday setting up a nice weekend that we have on tap, T.G.
Yeah, absolutely, Paxton. As you can see behind me, it was gorgeous as far as sunset. A lot of nice shots floating around social media. Good way to finish out the week, especially with that drier air moving in. Pretty shot from Elton Stanley Sears, one of many. Now, the clouds, mid to high level clouds rolling in as expected. Little wave along that frontal boundary across southern Tennessee, and that pushed some cloudiness our way. Showers earlier back across the Missouri River Valley running into the drier air at the surface. So we're looking good here. Skyline of downtown Lexington off in the distance with our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network. Hicks and Funson Cam, we're at 74. We had that northerly breeze all day long. Not bad this afternoon, 10 to 15, pushing that drier air in. Got a couple of upper 60s across southern Kentucky, getting close elsewhere, 70-ish, and those dew points, low 60s, much more like it compared to the low and mid 70s that we had. So a good chunk of the area enjoying the drier air. Good start to the weekend. Should be a great one for late July from start to finish, low 60s in the morning and some pleasant air, low 80s, and again, lower humidity levels. Don't see that often this time of the year, so just enjoy it while it lasts as we try to heat things back up next week. More on that in your 7-day coming up.
A former Magoffin County Schools employee and current state employee is charged in the sexual abuse and rape of a child. As ABC affiliate WCHS reports, 47-year-old Anthony Talby was indicted this week on sexual abuse charges. Magoffin County Schools says Talby was suspended without pay last February. Court documents show the alleged incident happened in 2018. The State Department of Corrections says Talby currently works for them, but he's been placed on administrative leave with an intent to dismiss. Well, we now know the name of a man killed in an early morning crash in Lexington. It happened around 3 this morning on Richmond Road near New Circle Road. The coroner says 29-year-old Zachary Deek died after the car he was in collided with another vehicle. Police say part of the road was shut down for hours, but has since reopened. In Scott County, the fire department says no one was hurt during a house fire today in Georgetown. It happened at a home on Elkhorn Meadows subdivision. Firefighters say 2 dogs that were in the house at the time of the fire were rescued, and the person who lives there also made it out okay. Firefighters say the home now has smoke and fire damage. No word yet on the cause of that fire. In western Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul's office is damaged after an overnight fire in a historic building in downtown Bowling Green. As ABC affiliate WBKO reports, the fire department says the building caught fire around 1:45 this morning on State Street. In addition to Senator Paul's office, the building also includes a law office and a printing shop. Firefighters say no one was hurt. The investigation into what started the fire continues. Our On Your Side team continues to break down yesterday's announcement of a special audit aimed at the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief and Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Funds. Today, our Anna Medina talked to a political analyst to find out if this audit could impact the upcoming governor's race in November.
As Attorney General Daniel Cameron and incumbent Andy Beshear are set to face off in November's highly anticipated governor's race, a special examination was called on Thursday into Governor Beshear's disaster relief funds for Western and Eastern Kentucky, covering the dates of December 2021 through June of 2023.
You had an incident a couple of months ago where, as far as we know, hundreds, maybe thousands of checks were mailed to people who were nowhere near the disaster zones in West Kentucky, received checks.
Although some say it is necessary, on Thursday, Governor Andy Beshear was outspoken about the timing.
For somebody who was running for governor that is supporting the other candidate to announce an audit on something like this 3 months and 2 weeks before an election, we all have to admit that's grossly political and we shouldn't be doing it.
Trey Watson, a political consultant, says the way the disaster relief funds were set up was unusual.
Remember, this is a first time this has ever happened where the governor has established what's supposed to be a charitable fund, not as a charity, not as a 501c affiliated with the IRS, as a nonprofit. It's essentially a line item in the finance cabinet. It's never been done before. There's a lot of questions as to why they chose to do it this way.
Watson says the examination and its findings will have an impact on the governor's race, especially for Beshear.
You have this incident, the unemployment system, juvenile justice system, the bulldozing of homes in East Kentucky before people can get their possessions out of them.
Meantime, earlier this week, Beshear's opponent announcing his running mate as State Senator Robbie Mills. Mills, who has close ties to the western part of the state, issuing the following statement that reads in part, quote, "As a state senator who represents Dawson Springs, I still talk to people today who didn't get a relief check from Governor Beshear's Team Kentucky Fund. Sending an unknown amount of private money raised for tornado victims to the wrong people is just wrong."
That was Anna Medina reporting. Well, still ahead, Louisville's new police chief laying out her plans to fight violent crime in Jefferson County and scammers stealing money out of bank accounts. What you need to know to keep your accounts safe.
Much better weather on this Friday with that frontal boundary down to our south. It's been a great Friday evening, really comfortable out there, and the weekend for late July should be pretty delightful. Your 7-day forecast is on the way after the